useful to find out from people who've been driving it within the various communities. I remember the project from sort of day one, and it was looking like, I remember being sat in a meeting with the Secretary of State for Culture at the time. We've got two more since then. But there was a real risk that this initial money was only going to go to a certain part of the country, and that we would miss out in North Yorkshire. But thankfully we managed to twist his arm, and we got North Yorkshire included, and that's been a huge boost for this connectivity project. And to see your numbers, John, for I don't doubt for 1 minute they are accurate, to see North Yorkshire leading the way, and that's in no short measure down to North Yorkshire County Council and everybody else getting involved and driving it. So that's really great. And I'm particularly pleased, as someone who's sort of been at the start of it, to hear this morning from Carol that the three top performing cabinets in the whole of North Yorkshire are in my constituency in Selby and Ainsty. So I'm particularly pleased about that. Just for clarity, my constituency is not just Selby district. It includes 4 Lumps and Harrogate districts as well. So Spofforth with Lower Wharfdale, Ribston area.
You got Tadcaster as well.
Yeah, got Tadcaster and Ousburn and bits of Leeds, bits of Harwood. So I've got a very big patch. Nevertheless, that means the challenge in terms of not spots and difficult to reach areas. When I think we first started talking, you showed me a map of my constituency, and I think it was possibly the worst, one of the worst,
correct,
in the whole of North Yorkshire, not the worst.
Not quite the worst, that's Williams, but...
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, it doesn't matter. To have almost the worst level of bad connectivity for broadband in North Yorkshire, and then to see that turn around and be, so have some of the best performing areas, that's understandable, because if you've not had it, you fancy it, don't you? If you've had it, it's reasonable, as you pointed out earlier. So, what's happened here locally is really encouraging. This very weekend, just gone, Howard and I and a team of my activists were out in various villages around Selby trying to promote broadband, putting stuff through people's letterboxes, telling them to get on the bus, on the train. And we think that project that we're doing there is quite successful. It's really good news for businesses, in particular. It's really good news for residential users as well. I have 4 teenage children, and if they're like any other teenage children, they basically get home from school and immediately connect to some device, whether it's their laptops, their iPads, their phones. We have some fancy IP television network as well, so that's constantly streaming movies and things like that. And I was in an area where we had relatively alright speed. It just so happens that just at the end of my drive, and 10 yards, there's a cabinet. It's funny, right?
Story itself, Nigel.
That story was no, I can't.
They did actually manage to put the cabinet on my garden. So I actually got to move it, so that was quite good. Anyway, so since that...
You get great speeds, Nigel.
Yeah, well, we're getting pretty good speed, so it does make a difference. So I know from first hand it makes a difference. And then the other side of the coin, Howard, who as you know, works for me, basically he might as well, deliver it by a horse and car, really. The messages that he's got. His speeds aren't great, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. So it's all very, very, very encouraging. It really is. There's a little bit of way to go. We certainly cannot get a message out that we're complacent and that we've achieved the 90% or we're about to achieve the 90%. We know that was the target originally. We need to go beyond that.